And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Angel D. Angel D, big up yourself and thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Rosalind Smichael, 19 months and counting. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up, shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to the students going out to school. Shout out to whatever your job description is, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel. Shout out to every hustler out there trying to get it. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Because somehow on a dirty, yeah, dirty people. Listen, man, I'm going through some stuff. And you know me, right? I'm very transparent already. I'm going through a bunch of shit, really. Just plain and simple like that. I don't hide nothing. I'm going through a bunch of shit and I'm being forced to make some decisions that I never thought I was going to actually have to make. But I'm not going to really get into that. You just are going to see some stuff unfold and then I'll put you on later on. Life is lifing. 2024 is 2024ing. Things are happening, but that's just life. One thing I know about life is this for sure. Two things. One, you're never the only person going through whatever it is you're going through. And two, nothing lasts forever. You understand? So, oh, and three, the only thing that's guaranteed in this life is change. You will absolutely have to pay your bills, and things will absolutely always keep on changing. Them, they are the guarantees. So, with that said, I ain't really gonna let that hold me down this morning. My spirit's still up. I'm still good because I am really that person. You understand? I'm really that. You ever feel like you go through some spiritual warfare with people that are supposed to be close to you, with people that you're looking out for, with people that you take care of, right? Them fight you. Instead, they sabotage you. They do stuff to break down whatever it is you're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how you try to like keep your circle tight, one pussy will always get in. But I blame myself though. You know what I mean? I blame. On the pardon my language this morning, man. But I'm frustrated. I'm have to talk. I blame myself though for make a one pussy hole get in my circle. But it's okay. I don't blame other people. I see stuff that need to be fixed, and these are my lessons in life. I'm climbing my ladder. I'm taking my lessons. I'm learning. So nobody can hurt me. You can only teach me, right? And I'll learn from this and I'll move on. Remember, my gun's always loaded and I fire straight. And check it. I'm that person for real. I really want good for others as much as I want good for myself. It's not a facade, it's not fake. It's me bettering myself as a human being trying to be a good person. So, good karma is always in the air for me. You know what I mean? How should I say this? I have never watched anybody try to sabotage me and then see them flourish later on down the road. I watch people get beaten to where I'm sorry for them, to where I'm looking at them like, damn, you know what I mean? But check it. When people are going through their stuff because them the fuckery and foolishness, they like to act like that's not what it's about. But it is. That's exactly what it's about. So with that said, me ease that off of my chest this morning. Big up on yourself for allowing me to do so. And I can continue to move forward. We got a couple of things to talk about this morning. I want to talk about the Jolyan Silvera, who is now finally charged. I was gonna rush to it over the weekend and do a video on it, and I was like, nah, that's not gonna hit right. I want more information to come out, and I also want to do it live. So here I am about to do it live. A brother coming from Guyana the other day got held at the airport with 40 pounds of cocaine. In a ridiculous way, he was trying to bring the cocaine to the US. There's some beachy stout update concerning the transcript of the phone calls that he allegedly was making with Bubla planning to kill his wife. And then there's an article called Veterans Cry Cree. Veterans crying Cree to clash. Say artists mustn't clash no more because them not like it. and all this other stuff. And the people who are doing it are some big hypocrites. And I want to actually speak on that and get like a 5 minute run. I'm all fired up this morning, man. All fired up. See, I know how to take pain and make pain work for me. You know what I mean? I know how to take disappointment and make disappointment be my fuel to my fire. So, hey, anything you bring come, I can handle that. I'm God's child. You can't play with this. So, Pussy Galore says, when you're a pure soul, you don't lose people, people lose you. Absolutely. Because you never had anybody's worst interest in mind, and you weren't trying to sabotage anybody, and you weren't trying to hold down anybody. But some people are so self-sabotaging, they they sabotage themselves out of good positions in life. They sabotage themselves out of having genuine people around them just because you choose to be that kind of a person. Yeah. Well, everybody have to take them beating. You understand? And we don't all learn and we don't all climb the ladder at the same pace. So some of we are gonna left some behind and some have left us behind and we're climbing up to reach them and they're going to higher heights while some are still on the lower levels of the ladder and them just not climb up, them just comfortable which part them there until it destroys them and then they want to start climbing up. Remember I said this to y'all before? Some people have to touch the stove, even though it's red hot enough, and they see other people touch it and go, it burned me, it burned me. They still have to touch it and have to touch it multiple times and get burned multiple times before they actually get the message. Whereas some of us, we don't have to go through all that. We watch other people. We're like, nah, that look rough. Me now put my hand over there, so let's go this way. I'm not touching that. So, it's just different people we having to deal with, man, and this thing called life. Life is lifing, and you can't get out of life like that. You understand? You just got a life with life. You take the good with the bad, and all them say, use your lemons to make lemonade. Yeah, cliche, but it's very true. Still rise up every day to give thanks. Still rise up every day to be progressive, productive, positive, them kind of something there. Because that's all it is about, man. Nothing else. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else will hold you down. Everything else, by the time your little time that you have here left on earth is done, you will be like, damn, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, wish I did. Your time done. You don't have no more time. You know what I mean? So it do the positive things while you're here. Be the best version of yourself you can be while you're here. You can't do it later when you're gone, right? So why not be it while you're here? And that's all I'm striving for, and that's all I'm encouraging people to strive for as well, right? Audrey Wright, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Audrey says some call it karma. God say you will reap what you sow. Either way, them are gonna get it. Yeah, and some don't care that they're gonna get it. They'll just suffer through it and lie to themselves and tell themselves all kind of something. But I've been there to see it. I've been there to see it beat them rotted over and over. And I know why it's beating them like that. I know why everything you're touching is turning to shite. I know why you're pushing and trying so hard and nothing is happening. You're not getting no blessing, no progress, no nothing. Listen, my life flourished so much I literally sometimes just go outside in the middle of the night and walk around my backyard looking up at the sky and I'm saying, thank you, God. Like, if I'm ever ungrateful, please humble me, draw me up by my collar, remind me. Because I'm coming from so far and so little, you know what I'm saying? And to see where I'm at now, like I'm in a position to hold my own in a real life for real, for real. Seeing? So, man, it, it, it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling, and it came with a lot of headache and a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, and mistakes, and finding out the hard way and learning and bettering oneself. But I'm glad I got to the place where I found out and admitted that it's all up to you. You know that wise man saying, life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you handle it. That part, yes, that part. So once I embrace that and I started trying to make every situation, it's life. And you're gonna life with it and you're gonna face it head on and deal with it and keep on moving forward with a positive attitude. Once I started doing that, I started becoming a better person by the second. Not even by the day, by the second. Yeah, wipe out certain things out of your mind, wipe out certain chain of thought processes, wipe out certain places that you used to go, wipe out certain types of conversations that you used to have, wipe out certain people that you used to entertain, wipe out certain. You just have to keep on edifying and purifying oneself, and just keep on wiping out certain things. Cause the whole are we frigged up, believe it or not. By the time we get to a certain stage in life, there is so much that has been imposed upon us, whether from our surroundings and things we have picked up along the way. A lot of us is just one big bag of garbage, but there's that beautiful soul that's inside of that one big bag of garbage. It's how long you actually take to realize, man, there's a beautiful soul inside of me, just dying to shine. But I'm this one big bag of garbage. I got to start like getting rid of this and getting rid of that and getting rid of this and don't look back and getting rid of this and don't look back and getting rid of that. And once you start doing that, you just start traveling light. I can't explain it. It's a spiritual thing. You just start traveling light. I walk with feet not touching the ground. That's how I put it to you. You know what I mean? Because my soul is light, my spirit is light. I could literally get up and walk away from anything that's around me. And me now hold no attachments to nothing, right? And I put people over material and good people and these kind of things. So, hey, I feel even better now that I'm speaking. I feel even better about about what I'm going. See, but remember, I'm fully forward as a person. So whatever you see going on behind the scenes, even if I mince my words them, I'll come out and lay it out to you later 100%. So my audience understands what it is I'm going through. You ain't alone, man. Whatever struggle you're going through in this life, you are not alone. Remember that, right? Just stand firm and just through all things, just remain good. That's it. Through all things, remain good. Yeah. I used to think you have to be bad sometimes, right? Like Tupac Shakur said, insanity is coming to this world, a world full of devils trying to be an angel. So what he was saying in essence is that you should let these devils change you, and in order to survive, you got to become one of them. And I thought that for a while, and I thought that that worked for a while. So I used to be like, yeah, you're wicked, me can be wickeder. Yeah, you disrespectful, I could be way more disrespectful. You aggressive, I could be extremely aggressive. You don't even know aggressive yet. I'm swift with violence and all this other stuff. And then now, refining myself and looking back, I'm like, what a waste of energy and time. You know what I'm saying? What a waste of energy and time. What a waste of elevation. I could have been elevating that whole time. I was there getting caught up in a devilish activities with demons that are sent in human form around you to distract you from your elevation. You know what I mean? They come in all sizes and forms and shapes and stuff. You have to be careful nowadays how they come. Yeah, snakes don't hiss and slither up to you no more. They come in the form of, you know how that go already. Hey babe. Yeah, they come in the form of I love you. They come in the form of, yeah man, you're my dog, man, you're my friend, my charge, my brother for life. Yeah. They come in the form of all that. So you just have to be careful out here. You know what I mean? You just have to stay prayed up. You just have to make sure that you actually really are covered, and you just have to not talk too much as far as what you gonna do, what you gonna do, without actually doing. You have to do as you go. See? So I pray and move. I'm that. I love the infantry. Shoot, move, and communicate. That's me. I pray and move. I shoot, move, and communicate all at the same time. Right? With that said, oh man. Donna Thompson says, flow, the word is love. Powerful word, love. Yeah, and love is an action word. An action word. A lot of people like that. I love you and love and me love him, And yeah, man, me love her, And they have no damn clue what love is. You could love somebody harder and they'll see it more and it'll last their whole lifetime just by your actions without you even ever having ever said, I love you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? But you see, when people are talking about I love you, I love you, I love you, but no action backs it, don't watch their mouth. Watch their actions. Watch the things they do. Watch the things they do concerning you. Watch the things they do concerning others. You understand? Because if them do it to others, they'll do it to you too. That's why me no keep bag a friend. Because I can't sit and have some foolish conversation about other people and then my soul leave from around you feeling comfortable after we just chat out Miss Mary business. No, because I go left now and go chat my business with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit around you and watch you snake John. No, because after you left around me, you go snake me too because you just a snaky person or you just a chatty person that like to talk negative things about people. That's why I say, man, you know, just walk with God. That's it. And it's okay to be alone until you find others. You know, how they say it? Until you find your tribe. Walk with God till you find your tribe. Ain't nothing wrong with being alone. People who have too much friend, them are never good people anyway. One bag of friend around them. Everybody likes them. They say and do all the right things in their immediate circle. I'm like this here through this media, but me and all on the don't hang out, right? Because even though we talking all this, is 655 people on here. I guarantee you, there's quite a few of them who are very hypocritical. There's quite a few of them who are very disgusting in real life. There are quite a few of them who are so. We talk this way through this, but me keep myself a one away in a real life. I'm still approachable. I'm still lovable. I'm still respectable. I still give respect, right? But we understand the importance of protecting one's aura, protecting one's heavens, your mental, your space, up your sucker. This is where your reality exists. Now see some people lose their mind. Them reality get knocked. Them walk road and talk to themselves and eat out a garbage can and all this. Like the brother I was telling y'all about they had on the video with the one Bible under him arm and him outer road in him underwear and him church shoes. And him a walk so and he can't stop. And he just a call a woman name so. And him a call her name so. You know, if you ain't careful, people will have you out there like that, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful, but we're not gonna got it. So Audrey Wright says exactly. I see him so it go. All right, here one. Um, quality over quantity. Absolutely. I don't hide and fight at smart transfer. Hold on. Talk the truth, so flow. Shamar Jackson says, when you're too locked in and focused on achieving something big, you have no time for gossiping. Absolutely. You know, I tell brothers this too, and sisters, this is no disrespect, but I tell brothers this all the time. You know, as you get older, you got to become more selective with the women that you choose in your life because and but this goes for anybody, even women. Women, you got to be more selective with the guys you choose in your life too, man. People just have to be more selective. Period. Let's universalize this speech. Yeah. People have to be more selective with who you choose to mingle with on all levels. Period. If and if you are tapped in, if you're spiritually tapped in, you're going to learn more and more to trust your gut instinct, to trust that voice that says, big body can't fool you again. Pretty face and nice smile can't fool you again. Big chisel up chest and trunk structure can't fool you again. You're really gonna start loving people at the core of people. Yeah. Sometimes when you do that as a man, you see, you probably end up with all a woman where everybody has said, Lord, look who him end up with. Oh, his other woman did look way sexier than that. But here what? I know the sexiness and the soul. You understand? When you see some people with some people and you're like, Lord, I'm sure she could have get a better looking man than that. Yeah, I know the look at the soul. You understand? So when people get tapped in, things just start to work out different. And we are trained to think that certain things are for us when it's not. The world told you that you need this and you need that and you need this. When you don't, you probably need like the opposite. You know what I mean? So that way. It's festive this morning. Kaitai Jai Empress, big up yourself. Sheldon Pinnock says, my 8-year-old son gave me and his mom a letter this morning saying he don't want to live with us anymore. He says that we shout at him too much, so he wants to live with his friend. That's how my morning started. And that's your 8-year-old. Yeah. You might want to look into that even deeper. Y'all probably are doing the listen. Children don't know how to lie until they start to learn how to lie. So the most honest people on the face of this earth is actually a child. Did you know that children don't even know how to overeat until we force feed them all the time? Full up, you have to eat everything on the plate. Yes, don't eat until you get up. That kind of stuff. We're born pure. I don't know what them talk about this born in sin and shaped in iniquity and whatever. See, some of them think I don't really agree with. We're born pure. We are made no longer pure as we grow by those people who are around us, right? So you force a child to become gluttonous and start nyam big plate of food when the only person on the face of the earth that can actually slide away a plate or move away from something when they no longer feel like they need more is a child. The only person that actually look genuinely at something and just say what it is with absolutely no reserve in the world is a child. It's until somebody starts saying, stop that. Shh, don't say that. Say it this way. Oh, you can't let anybody hear you say that to know. Or say this, right? When we start curbing them, we start shaping what we see today. So if your child gave you that letter and said that, my friend, yeah, you want jump on that and look into that deeper. And look into that deeper. I don't want you to tell your personal business out if you don't want to. I'm guessing y'all are doing a lot of cursing or arguing and loud talking, aggressive talking around the child. Yeah. It affects them in ways that you would never believe that it affects them. Even if you're not holding them and beating them, that loud, aggressive talking and cursing and what it does to a child, they're so you have your sympathetic and your parasympathetic system, right? Let's go medical. You have your sympathetic and your parasympathetic system. Your sympathetic parasympathetic system is your fight or flight. If you're constantly turning on your child's fight or flight, turning on their fight or flight, they're gonna grow up to be kids who are not stable emotionally. So them can bawl for everything and they can like be real shaky and easily startled and frightened. Now imagine growing older with this type of a personality, overly emotional, bawl for everything, easily startled, easily frightened, don't know how to communicate normally except for in outbursts. This kind of stuff. You're fucking your child up. Really, pardon my language, I had to say it that way. Impact, emphasis. You are messing up those kids big time. That's why them says sometimes it's better for two people to just go their separate ways. Because yeah, y'all not grabbing the kids and beating them, but all that other stuff y'all doing around them every day, come on, man. And then it gets too much. The poor child can't handle it. Half of the time, that child don't even know why their body is reacting the way their body is reacting. You know what I'm saying? And it's not okay. So I'm not putting you down, my bro. I'm just saying you shared that, and I'm telling you as a parent, go look into that because a reality me deal with, reality me I talk about, and I never came here and told anybody I was perfect. I mean, I do certain things neither. I do those things and I see the reaction from them. I see the results from it. That's why I'm able to say that I speak from a real place. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not over here talking about yes and them over there and they're like that. No, me over here. So me do it too. I was doing that too. I do it too. Get involved in that. See it happen. See the results. Know that I need to change it. That kind of stuff. So I'm gonna tell you a real thing. Here. All right. Pull that youngin in closer. Because you don't want to get the letter. This morning you get the one that said, I don't want to live with y'all no more. Because y'all always yelling at me. You don't want to frig around and get the one that say, I don't want to live anymore. All right. Esther Small, 1976. I got a scholarship to further my education. My husband was to pick up my son from daycare, but he did not. I missed out. We divorced. I went to school. He got what I need. I got what I needed. I am married, happy. Sometimes who is not for you is just not for you. And sometimes timing is just not your timing. Trust God. Know what I mean? As long as you're putting in the work, trust God. Sometimes the timing, it ain't the timing. Yeah. Sometimes you think everything must done upon your timing. And what we fail to understand is that we have limited control. I won't say we don't have no control. We have limited control because the bigger picture is not your control. You understand? So go and put in the work, go and keep yourself pure, and what is yours is going to be yours regardless. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year, you get it, it's still gonna be yours. Yeah, man, that rough. You might start to think suicidal for real. Hopefully things will get fixed, says Shamar Jackson. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Then don't brush it off. Don't brush it off. It was hard for him to write that letter, believe it or not. So he's already at a place where he's feeling like fed up to wits end, have no choice but to write that. You don't know what the next step is going to be. Get in there fast and no aggression and handle that with love. Somebody said earlier, love is the word, SouFlo. Yes, with love. Freedom Farmers TV says improvement is what we all need. We can all communicate with our children better. Stop the yelling and listen to them. Yeah, but that's easily said, my friend. But when adults don't want to better themselves and their means of communication is yelling, they can't teach the kids nothing. And when your means of communication is yelling, you will always yell. You're going to yell to whoever it is you get into any kind of disagreement about, whether it's a spouse or a friend or a family member or your children or whoever. So it's really about doing work on yourself first, realizing your flaws first, and then genuinely making effort to fix them first, and then you can become a better parent. Yo, listen, I look at my kids and I look at other kids and I say sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they have a saying that say children choose their parents from the spiritual realm to manifest through them into the physical. Sometimes I look past some parents, I'm like, oh hell no, because ain't no way I would have never chose that. You know, I looking at some kids, I'm like, there is no way, ain't no way. But people try to explain it like, yes, because it's the lessons you need from these people to elevate you along your journey. And it looks like it's going to be a hard lesson, but that's what it's going to take to propel you to your next level of evolution, to your next. I don't know how it goes. I'm just a man that got here yesterday. I'm one grain of sand on the beach, but I know that love is a powerful thing. It's also a very elusive thing because a lot of people speak of it but do not know it. And also, just be true. Don't be no other way but true. Yeah, that part. Be loving and be true. And try to better yourself every day. Some of us know we're fucked up people and we carry on like that every day with no date in mind to try to change any of what we are going with. Okay. Then it's for those of us who have recognized certain things and are doing the work to separate from those. Remember, I know everybody come here for a reason. We're all like this, but we're all also like this. That means this one is needed to charge, that one is needed to charge, that one is needed to charge this one. This one learns from that one, teaches this one, and that one passes it on to that one, right? So although we're like this, we're still like this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, hey, navigate. Navigate. That's all I can say is navigate. Let's let me see. Freedom Farmer says freedom earners at SouFLoTV. Yes, the improvements are things we need to improve to better communicate. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to be conscious, especially if you have children around. You got to be conscious of the reality that you're creating for these children and what it is you are doing to contribute to them being well adjusted individuals tomorrow or effed up individuals tomorrow that will have a bag of issues that they have to work through. You cannot say, I love this kills me. I watch parents say this all the time, you know. I love my children. I'll do everything. I'll do anything for my children. I'll kill somebody for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a life for mine. But you can't even teach your child how to communicate without all the anxiety and all the disrespect and all the loud bawling, talking, cuss out somebody kind of something. You can't, that's not love. That's not love. You're setting that child up for failure. That child is going to go out into the world and think that's how I'm supposed to communicate. And then reality is going to grab that child and smack the child like this over and over. That's not how you communicate out here. The results that you get from trying to communicate like that is always bad. From grade school, you get out here try to communicate like that, is that little JoJo from the project, he about to punch you in your mouth. You're gonna start learning from early, right? That what they teaching you is not good for you. So how can you teach your child something that's not good for them, that's damaging for them in the long run, or perpetuate any kind of behavior around them that is damaging for them in the long run? These little brains are like sponge, they soak up everything. So you're frigging them up, putting all that in their being, and then one day they're gonna have to walk out into the world, and all that will come pouring back out of them that you've poured into them. You know what I mean? So love, when you say love, I look at love totally different, man. I do. I look at love really totally different from a lot of people. Love ain't no talk thing, my friend. On no level. Love is all action. It's not no talking. All action. Donna Thompson says, big up Magena, you are the best. I try. I try to be good. That's it. Big up yourself, Donna. Juliet Chambers says, lack of education is a big problem for Jamaicans, and we've been having children, that role. PLJ Happy says, SouFlo, we know people like to look good to others. Many people are terrible parents. Terrible. Terrible. And sometimes if you tell them that they are a terrible parent, they just you just become their enemy. Check it. If somebody tells me, right, this is the stage I am at in my evolution. If somebody tells me, yo, you're a terrible parent, that would cut me so deep. The first thing I would do is I would say, what made you say that? What did you see, witness from me that made you say I'm a terrible parent? Because I want to genuinely know, right, what it is that made. I take stock with my kids. Some of them are big enough now to tell me if I'm a terrible parent. I want to know. I have these conversations with them, right? They can voice their opinions to me. So if somebody ever said that, but that's the sad part. You have too many parents who, when you observe what they've been doing and how they're frigging their kids up, and you tell them, you're a terrible parent, you're doing bad. Listen, instead of them trying to use that to fix whatever that is, they just make you an enemy. That's it. And they don't change those ways. So what ends up happening in the long run is what? The problem never gets fixed. That poor child still has to grow up with a terrible ass parent and then become a messed up, unadjusted adult that will have to go through trials and tribulations trying to figure themselves out, right? Right. So it's better to just check your ego and hear when somebody say, Dan, you a terrible parent, man. Ask them why they said that. What did they witness that you did? Because you'll be surprised. And people will tell you. You sit on the phone all day. That's all you do. You just literally either sit on the phone all day or sit in front of a TV all day. You don't even get down on the floor and play with your kids. You might take your kids outside for 1 hour. That's it. Would you like to be locked up? That's actually what they do to prisoners. They actually lock them up. What prisoners get locked up on 23 and 1, that's that. They lock them up 23 hours a day and then take them outside for 1 hour rec and put them back in the friggin' cage. That's how you do your kids, and you're back to your social media and you're back to whatever else tickles your fancy. Are you being a good parent? When you speak to your children, is it with love? Do you pause what you're doing and engage the child eye to eye so the child understands that you care about what their concerns are? Or yeah, yeah, man, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, all right. You know what that says to a child? Hurry up and say what you got to say and get away from me. It's like when a fly up bzz, bzz, bzz in your ear and you're like, fly, come back. Yes, you got to be conscious of all this stuff. But parenting doesn't come with a manual. That's one. But let's not use that as an excuse. If you're a shitty person, you're just a shitty person. And if you're a shitty parent and a shitty person, then that's just what you are. And you're going to have to own that and then fix that in order to become a better person. in order to become a better parent for your children, at least, or your children will suffer the consequences later on down the road. It's just 1 + 1 make 2. There is no gray area. There ain't no in between. There is no blame somebody else. There is no point out the people who are pointing it out to you and find their faults too and all that. You're just going to have to fix what is wrong with you and start there. Plain and simple. Hard work to do, though. Way easier said than done, right? That's why some of them turn out to be so bitter. Yeah, that's why children kill themselves. Child suicide is high. You know what I'm saying? That's why and check it. We already did this before. The statistics of child suicide. We already did it before. The statistics of those who end up inside of the penal system, juvenile justice system, adult correctional system. We've already done all that before. We know the majority of those, where they come from and what type of background they come from and all that. It's grown ass people that created that environment, that molded that child that way, and then now that child is living that out. It's kind of like, ooh, you're out on your own. Deal with that. After you spend all those years that you could have taught that child how to communicate better, and all you showed that child how to communicate with is anger and how to just shout and be loud and aggressive, and the child went out there and be shouting and loud and aggressive and ended up killing somebody and ended up on death row or ended up doing a life sentence in prison, and now you over here, I don't know what happened. He was such a good boy growing up. No, you fucking neglected him growing up. And all he saw from you growing up was aggression. All he saw from you growing up was all the stuff that you did that you probably still didn't even take care of, even after you lost him. You know what I mean? So accountability, man. Shout out to Queen Africa. Queen Africa said 2024, you know. I think she said something like this is the year of revelation or something like that. Whatever. We not take no bullshit from nobody, not even from herself. When she said that, I laughed. She was like, we don't take no bullshit from nobody, not even from herself. You see it? All right, sir. And we're not even from herself. Sheldon Pinnock says, I also have a 14-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. My 14-year-old disagrees that we shout at him. We went to a sleepover Friday. He went to a sleepover Friday with his white friend, and now we get this letter. All right. Sheldon Pinnock, let me say something to you. It ain't your 14-year-old gauging of how you communicate with your with the youngin. It's you looking in yourself. It's you looking in yourself. Let me give you an example. If my parents are the shouty kind of people, I mean, no, my mother shout after your 8-year-old, Shamar, 8. If my parents are the shouty kind of people, and them get aggressive for anything that I say, or they're that kind, they communicate like that, and I'm a kid that my spirit's not built like that. When my mom come ask me, you think me shout after her too much? I'm gonna say no. You're forcing the child to lie probably because the child don't want you turn that upon them, right? So don't start with, oh, they went to white friend's house. First of all, we not do sleepover. Too much things go on by that sleepover, right? So I don't know how you growing up, but I don't do sleepovers. None of my kids doing no damn sleepovers nowhere. But anyhow, different strokes for different folks. You're doing your sleepover. Now look at it this way. Now they went to a house where they saw different dynamics. And now they're like, man, why my family can't be like that? It don't have to be because they're white. It's just why my family can't be like that. Why my dad can't talk to us like that? Why my mom can't talk to us like that and be like that with us like that? That's what's going through their mind. And that's why you got that letter. Right? Yeah, man. Nikki Rainford says it's emotional intelligence. Absolutely. Nicole Wright says denial is a hell of a thing. Your son recognize your ways of communication is not normal. That's what it is. Oh, that's the truth right there. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. And sort it out, fam. That's the best thing you can ever do is sort it out. I'm sure you want to have well-adjusted children that grow up to be successful adults, but I'm telling you that everything you do along the way is either helping them to become good or frigging them over and putting more obstacles in their way for them to have to navigate through in order to find that success in life, so to speak. You know what I mean? It start. You know what's funny? PLJ happy. We could tell people go to therapy, but people find even the therapy world is it's crazy. It's crazy. You people will find a therapist who tells them exactly what they want to hear, and then there are therapists out here who they want the money because they're not doing it for free. So as long as they keep you feeling good, then you keep coming back, then you keep paying, and I keep making my money, and we just skip down the road happily, right? So I know every therapist good either, right? Are you going to keep going to therapy when a therapist tells you that no, 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 that is not the way you do that? Don't come back. I just told you all this before. I was watching this therapist. She's a marriage counselor. And she says, man, marriage is hard work. And when you get in there and start to dig out some stuff and start to, expose, hold a mirror up in front of somebody, she said what she has recognized because she started calling and asking all her other counterparts in her field, is this happening to y'all too? And they're all of them say yes. When couples start coming for therapy, it's all fun and games when they're doing the role playing stuff and when she is like, okay, just let me sit back and observe. Y'all go carry me through a normal conversation. Let's talk about this, that, and the other. It's all fine. When it comes time for her now to address each one individually in front of the other one, and she looks at the wife and says, stop. You don't ever talk to him like that. You're his wife, blah, blah, blah. She said about 90% of those wives stop coming to therapy. Once she has to address them, they stop coming to therapy. And she'll notice that the husband comes by himself. So she keeps asking them, like, where's your wife? She says she's not up to it this week, maybe next week. Then next week comes and he's alone again. Where's your wife? I'll tell you the truth. She says she's not into this and she's not coming back. So at the end of the day, you have to hold yourself accountable first. You have to look you in the mirror first. Nobody else in that bathroom but you. Stand in front of that damn mirror. Look at yourself and have a crazy conversation with yourself. Where are my faults? What are my faults and my flaws? Write them on the mirror in front of you. Work through those. Keep them here mentally and work through those. Accept that these are my faults and flaws first. If you can't accept that, yes, you are boisterous and disrespectful and you have anger issues and you fly off the handle quickly and you get loud for no reason. So anybody who is talking to you, they might start out at level 1, volume 1, but they're going to have to elevate to 5 because you gone to 3 already. Then by the time they try to match you, because nobody wants to be talked over, here you at 10. So the person have to go on at 12. And now all you ever do is shout. You don't communicate. You don't know how to communicate. None of your conversations bring solutions. They only leave people parting ways bitter, and the problems are still there. Once you start to accept that that is who you are and start to actually make amends and try to fix those things, then you're ready for therapy. But you can't go into therapy in total denial. Yeah, I don't have a problem. They have a problem. It's not me. It's them. I, you not ready for therapy. You have to accept first. You have to be true to you first. You understand? Nicole Wright says, a healed person will never match the toxic ways of communication. I don't match shouting anymore. Yeah, some people will draw you into that though. That's why you have to be careful who you're around because it's in you. It's in you to be that way, right? Especially if you were that before. It's in you to be that way. But when you've been doing work to try to never be that way again, you have to be extra careful of who you bring around you and bring close to you, because they will draw that out of you. People come around you for a couple of things. One of the things is for things that they need from you, right? And it's not just like, oh, you provide material things, so I'm coming around. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. Sometimes they need something from you, like an aggression that you carry, like your willingness to go there with them. It feels satisfied within them. So them have somebody them can shout on the top of them lungs with, and hurl disrespect with, and just go back and forth and argue and curse, and it makes them feel good. I don't know, you ever somebody do that and then lay down and sleep good, while the other person is tormented as hell? That demon got fed. Yeah, that demon got fed exactly what it needed, and people will stick to you for that. You understand? But so you was trying to do work. You did stop being that way, and now this person is drawing that back out of you again. So till you even have to remind yourself, so that's not how I communicate. I don't communicate with anybody else that way except for this person. Yeah, so why is it that we're always at level 10? Why is it that there's always disagreement and aggression? Why is it that there's never conversations and solutions? Right? Why is it that so you have to be careful who you bring round you, my friend. Yeah, that way. Shamar Jackson says, if the kid is telling the truth, try to stop yelling at them, though. That's the first step. God is good, man, says my ex-wife are like that. Yeah, man. Christopher Hall said, buckle on plight. Yep, it's not easy. It's not easy, but try. Try. The thing is when you stop trying. And some people are just comfortable being the way that they are. Fucked up, toxic people, comfortable being exactly that. And they just want to stay that way. Yeah. And they don't care who it hurts. They don't care if it hurts their kids. They don't care if it displaces their children and wrecks their marriage. They don't care if they'll go down with the sinking ship. They'll just stay just that way because that's just how they feel comfortable right now. Them the same people who you'll see later on in life with conscious talk. Like, I had to go through and learn something and it cost me this and it cost me that, but it'll take them forever to get there. And in the meantime, other people are broken in the process. Other people are disrespected and hurt in the process. Other people are losing in the process, like your children. If you have children, they're the biggest losers always in an equation where children are involved. They're the biggest losers all the time. Life through Erica TV says, that's how God made me. That's some of the words they use. That's just me. Angel D says it's buffering to the max. Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Fourth and fifth agreement. Change your script. June, where are you? A lot of people get off you from that pure narcissism. Okay, I'm getting feedback. No buffering, no buffering, no buffering. Courtney Girl, no buffering. Smart Transportation, no buffering. Karen Notice, no buffering. Donna Thompson, no buffering. Everybody is saying no buffering. I think it's your device, friend. But let's get into this though. Because see, we gone almost an hour just talking that, right? Which means that was meaningful. That was meaningful. Oh, Juno says North Pole, Canada. North Pole, Canada. Was but good now. Okay, Audrey Wright says it's no longer buffering. It's good now. Let's talk about this situation, man. I really want to air this out with Jolyan Silvera. So, Jolyan Silvera, I think it's important to do a background on him, right? Y'all ready for this one? Give me a couple of yeses, and I'll move forward. I'm drinking some fever grass and some soursop leaf this morning. Sarah Caliente, big up yourself. Sarah Caliente says, I'm watching on TV, but it buffers on my banger phone. What you do with bang a phone, my girl? All right. Yes, long time. All right, let's get to it. You know, if it's a long time, you know. All right. So the rise and fall of a Saint Mary Titan. For those of y'all who don't know his background and who this man is, right? The 52-year old Jolyan Silvera. We're talking about the ex-politician who is now in custody and has been charged officially, right? One thing to be arrested, it's another thing to be arrested and charged. So now he is charged with the murder of his wife, Melissa Silvera. So the 52-year-old Jolyan Silvera is actually from a family that is regarded almost as royalty in St. Mary. This is how it's described. He is from a family that is regarded as almost royalty in St. Mary, Jamaica. I'll shout out to Nationwide as they look at the life of a man who stormed onto the national political stage in 2011 general election where Simpson Miller's People's National Party trounced Holness's JLP. That's when the PMP them did win with Mama P and all that. That's when he was in power. Okay. Shout out to Nora Gay Banton for telling us more. And here it goes. Jolyan Silvera is affectionately known as Jojo to his childhood friends. He was not born in Jamaica. He was born in the United Kingdom in 1971 to Ian and Cynthia Silvera. Ian Silvera, his dad, was an administrator at Caymanas Park. I don't know if y'all know about Caymanas Park, horse race. Yeah. His mom, Cynthia, an English woman, has called Jamaica her home for several decades now. Silvera was born into an affluent family of landowners. They own a lot of real estate. His grandfather, Edmund Silvera, was a wealthy banana farmer back in the day who owned several hundred acres of land in St. Mary. Jolyan Silvera burst onto the political scene in the 2011 general elections. Silvera contested the Western St. Mary constituency for Portia Simpson Miller's PNP and upset all odds when he unseated another hometown grown person, Robert Montague. Silvera was immediately vaulted into the national spotlight by virtue of unseating the formidable Montague, who went into that election as state minister in charge of local government. So, would you say his prominence from the family he came from, they're regarded as almost royalty in that constituency already? So it's going to be hard to find anybody else to beat him, right? In the 2011 general election, Silvera polled 9,693 votes, 227 votes more than Montague. Montague thought, though, had his revenge at the 2016 general elections, polling 11,710 votes to thrash Silvera and win back that seat with over 3,000 votes more than Silvera. So that is how he went into office. That is how he went out of office. Silvera was bypassed by the People's National Party for the 2020 general elections. They skipped over him. Didn't want to have him in there. I don't know why. Things did go on back at the scenes. Despite that, Jolyan Silvera has never been far from his party. He served a stint as the chairman of the People's National Party's founders group. He married Melissa in 2015. That was his second marriage, and he and Melissa shared 4 children. So it wasn't his first time being married. However, tragedy struck in 2017 when 2-year-old Justin, one of their sons, drowned in the pool at their Stony Hill residence in St. Andrew. This is a part of the story where some people are saying, it ain't too far-fetched now to say maybe the man there lick the little boy, box him down, the little boy, lick him head dead, them throw him in the pool and said that I drown him, drown. Cover that up, keep it moving. Nobody will question us because we are prominent, right? Didn't know how prominent they were. All right. But they lost a son, which they said drowned in the pool, a 2-year-old, at their Stony Hill residence in St. Andrew in 2023, and that was 2017. And they were married in 2015. And 2 years after they married, the picnic dead. And then in 2023, Jolyan Silvera was prominent on the People's National Party's island-wide series of meetings with supporters. So he was still active with them. His campaign involvement stopped when the police announced, this is 2023, you know, he was heavy on the campaign trail for PNP in 2023 in a series of meetings with supporters. And his campaign involvement actually stopped when the police announced in December last year that the death of his wife was being treated as a case of murder and not natural causes, like they said before. Once they said that, the People's National Party said, "Coop, cut him off, go over there, so." Because we don't want to know if anything goes down, you don't have to take the whole party down with you. So you go deal with that, right? Today, Jolyan Silvera's future is highly uncertain. Yeah, because he's incarcerated now and charged. He will spend this weekend behind bars, where he will have enough time to contemplate how he has moved from being this high profile member of one of the most gilded St. Mary families to being locked in a jail cell with a murder charge hanging over his head. Again, shout out to Nationwide for this one. Watch this. Safe to say now, because I didn't want to say some of this information before, and the reason why I didn't want to say some of this information before is because I didn't hear Jamaica Constabulary Force back it up. So I didn't want anybody send me no cease and desist. I didn't want anybody say I'm using my platform to spread lies and made up stuff. But we heard this information before, and I said it to you before that this is something that's floating around out there in the air. I have no confirmation of it. Well, we have confirmation today because it's been confirmed. So this is how we do ours, okay? Because we don't want nobody come drag we down. So the People's National Party calls for justice following Jolyan Silvera's murder case. Listen to this. Jamaica's People's National Party has highlighted the importance of the rule of law and due process after one of its members, former Western St. Mary Member of Parliament Jolyan Silvera, was charged for the murder of his wife. The 52-year-old land developer was officially charged on Friday after being brought in the day before for a third round of questioning, and he is expected to appear before the courts this week. It was initially reported that Melissa died in her sleep of natural causes in their marital bed on November 10th at the couple's residence in Stony Hill, St. Andrew. However, an autopsy that was conducted 3 weeks later revealed that at least 3 bullet fragments were found in her body. Ballistic tests have since reportedly linked Mr. Silvera's licensed firearm to the bullet fragments that were found in his wife's body. Okay. The PNP, People's National Party, in its statement said that it is committed to upholding the principles of justice and accountability and emphasizes the importance of the rule of law and due process as it notes the charges. We call upon members of the public who may have information that can assist police investigation to do exactly that, so that no stones are left unturned in the pursuit of justice for Melissa, said the People's National Party. We don't need to stop. The man kill him wife, brother. I don't know what not talk about. We call upon this to find out that him murder him wife, and I feel him licensed firearm do it, and he still had the licensed firearm when after he did it. And he was so comfortable in his prominence that he didn't think that they were gonna say, "Give me the licensed firearm, make we go test the ballistics on it." But they did. and he handed it over to them. Him not even say fling with the gun and say somebody break in here stole my gun is stolen. They probably used the same gun to kill my wife. Him not even try cover it up. The man hand the gun over to them, and they took the gun and they did their ballistics and they came back and said the gun match, right? So when them a talk about people outside, if they know anything that might further the investigation, and the man kill they kill me. The media kills me because they were trying to cover it up. And no superintendent of police says they weren't trying to cover it up, but us from the outside looking in, it kind of looked like a cover up that I try go on still, right? But the thing blew up too big, so I couldn't cover it up no more. So now everybody was removing their hand from it. The party expressed its sincere condolences to Melissa's children and family, and we asked Jamaica to keep them in our prayers as they go through their terrible and tragic ordeal. In the meantime, the police have indicated that additional charges will be brought against Silvera. The commanding additional charges will be brought against Silvera. The commanding officer for the Major Investigations Division, Superintendent Richard Hilton, said that during the investigation, the team visited the crime scene at the couple's home and they observed things that were not normal. What kind of things weren't normal, sir? Can you all be transparent and tell us? Because we want to know. We're just curious. Some of the things that were not normal, the room had been completely retiled. Remember, it was said before, but it wasn't confirmed before by law enforcement. The room was completely retiled. I bet the floor was bloody. I wonder who helped him clean up all that and then retile it so fast. Them guilty too. Them know where they're going to. Yeah, we have seen signs of a paint job. So the room get paint over, the floor get retile, and we have seen signs where items of furnitures have been changed. Did a whole remodeling. Wall, floor, furnitures. I have a feeling there was a struggle. I have a feeling it was pretty bloody in that room. What I want to know, though, is this. Where were the kids? Where were the kids? And I'll be honest with you, I was looking at her funeral and I'm trying to observe. I don't know who is who. I don't know who are the in-laws, as in his wife's side of family versus who is his side of family. Because the whole of them look alike, kind of. Right. So I'm observing people moving back and forth, true and true. And, you know, something just said to me in my spirit, say, you know, say, even our family, them know, say, him kill her, you know. Even her family knows. And they are around him. His family definitely knows that he did it. Her family members, they know too, but they're around him still. Now, I don't know if they were around him still because they didn't want him to be any the much wiser. Remember, I know he's not a Jamaican citizen. Well, he could be a Jamaican citizen, but he is also British by birth, right? So man can pick up a prominent family, duck, gone, and they won't be able to find him. So I don't know if they were staying close to him and keeping it cool just to wait until more come out from law enforcement or whatever. I consider myself a good character reader. And I was looking at the little boy. I just don't want to show the little boy face here, but he's all over the media. Me just don't want to be the one for sure it here. It's a child, right? And the children are going to be affected by this heavily. So I don't want to be a part of that. But if you go look at the Gleaner, you look at that little boy face that he's holding. That little boy look friggin' disgusted. A child looks disgusted. The child will tell the truth. Even if you just look at the child, you could have seen it. So did they hear a struggle? Did they hear daddy beating mommy? Did they hear gunshots go off and after that they never saw mommy alive again? Like, there's so many questions that I have to ask. Where were they? Were they even at the house? Or were they with relatives spending time? You don't know. Is the house so big that they were down on one side and them up on the next side and them couldn't hear nothing? I have so many questions. I have so many questions because those kids are big. Some of them are small, but even the smallest one is still old enough to pick up that daddy hurt mommy kind of thing in a simple language. Daddy hurt mommy. The older one could give us, man, I heard a lot of noise up there. Furnitures were moving around. I heard things breaking, and then I heard pop, 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 like a gun was going off. Something. And this man has been around those children all this time. You could imagine the fear of those children if they had witnessed that. They're like, oh shit, he killed mommy and nobody's doing anything to him. If we say anything, he might kill us too. I'm scared. That's how siblings talk amongst each other. Jason, I'm scared. Stephen, I'm scared too. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Shh, he's coming, he's coming. Them people are afraid. They look like they're afraid. They look like they know more than. So he's had all this time to coerce them. He's had all this time to sit with them. And this is one thing about kids too, right? Especially the ones that are younger. The ones that are younger, if you say to them, hey, he touched you. I saw a woman trying to do that to her boyfriend with her daughter. The video went viral. Like she was like, Keisha, he touched you, right? And the little girl was like, no, he didn't. And she was like, yes, the fuck he did. Keisha, he touched you. Say it, Keisha. Say he touched you. A lucky thing said the man is recording the whole time. And he was like, you see this? This is the kind of wickedness. That's not even my daughter, but look what she's trying to do. Because I told this lady I don't want to be with her anymore because this is how she is all the time. And I can't take it anymore. I help her with everything. I'm helping her take care of her kids that aren't even mine. And now that I said I'm done, she's trying to get her daughter to say I touched her. Children could be manipulated into saying whatever it is an adult wants them to say. You understand? Is the manipulation part. Remember, I told you earlier, I said children don't really know how to lie until adults start manipulating them, until adults start telling them, don't say this, say that. That's not the way it went. No, that is not. Repeat after me. Okay, like this. Yes, that way. That way. Right, right, right. Um, I don't know. I want to ask. I'm not even gonna do that. I seen somebody in here made a comment just now, but I don't choose to highlight that person. So where this sits, whole lot of corruption. That's where this sits. Whole lot of corruption. Watch this case unfold. Because I've said this before. I said all the corruption that goes on in Jamaica, we have never seen a prominent person of society in Jamaica go to prison. Somebody said, yes, SouFLo, it happened one time. And we had to go look it up. And it was way back in donkey years gone by, right? And it wasn't a high collar person either. You know what I mean by high collar? It wasn't a high collar straight hair person either. So let's see where this goes. Let's see if DPP drops the ball purposely on this one, like they're known to do, or let's see if this actually goes through and justice is served. In giving an update, Top Cop Bailey said the investigation remains active and that more charges are pending against this man. He indicated that the probe has been a comprehensive and thorough one, which saw the utilization of cyber, ballistics, and communications forensics and other tools. Melissa was 42 years old. She was murdered at her home, located at Diamond Court, Diamond Road, Stony Hill. She's 42, he's 52, so they're 10 years apart. Okay. Initial reports stated that she died in her sleep, natural causes. 1 month shy of their 8th-year wedding anniversary. 1 month shy of their 8th-year wedding anniversary. We all have the same questions, man. Like, when you're pronounced dead, you know that me and you can't pronounce somebody dead? You know that, right? We cannot pronounce somebody dead. Legally, a person has to be pronounced dead by a medical professional. We cannot pronounce somebody dead. And then they write on a death certificate what cause of death is after an autopsy is done. So I want to know how they reach natural causes just off the bat. So when Fitz Bailey is saying nobody was trying to cover up anything, come on, man. Come on. Let's be for real, sir. Let's be for real. How the hell did y'all get to natural causes off the bat? You can't just look upon somebody and say, oh, they died of natural causes. Them bullets went in somewhere. You want to tell me that body wasn't turned over and looked at up and down to see if there were any like stab wounds, gunshot wounds, blunt force trauma, looking marks on the body or anything? Y'all just came up with natural causes? Big cover up, man. They tried. They tried. But when that autopsy came back and said 3 bullets, the police sprang into action and they started doing what they're doing now. He said that he's defending the work of the police. He's dismissing any claims of a cover-up. And he charged that it was the work of the police in pursuing an autopsy, which led to a deeper investigation and eventual arrest of a suspect and the laying of the murder charges. So, the information we had before said that naturally an autopsy is done on everybody. Right. That's the order of the day. That's what they do. So we were told that her first autopsy was done and nothing came of it, and her family was suspicious, and her family ordered an independent autopsy, and that's where the 3 bullets were found, and then the police jumped into action. But Fitz Bailey is saying that he charged that it was the work of the police in pursuing an autopsy which led to a deeper investigation. But why would the police have to pursue an autopsy when autopsies are normally just done? Nobody gets buried without an autopsy. Your autopsy is done. Cause of death is determined for everybody. It's standard procedure. So why would they have to pursue an autopsy? You understand? Sometimes I like to play dumb. Yeah. Sometimes I like to play dumb. My granny used to call it play a fool for catch wise. Sometimes I like to play dumb. But what a wickedness. Now, as far as this case goes, I'm definitely staying on top of this case because I want to see the outcome. I want to see what the outcome of this is. I don't have no dog in this fight, like I always say. I just want justice to be served. And as far as everything points right now, it points to him. I hate to bring this up because some people be so in their feelings when I mention this man's name. But you can imagine if Vibes Cartel wife did dead in him bed and 3 gunshot wounds from his personal weapon. You know they're trying to let this man out on bail, right? You know they're trying to give him bail. house arrest and bail, and so he can fight this from outside. Don't be alarmed. They give bail in Jamaica to murderers all the time. And the murderers just go clean up everything. Kill off who need to get killed off so there are no witnesses. Yeah. We know of one such prominent story. And that is exactly how he beat the case. As a matter of fact, even in Beachy Stout's case, there's a same thing with Bubbler. And the judge, not the judge, the lawyers cross-examined him, asked him. He said, in fact, you had a case with a man that you wounded, correct? Yeah. Chop him, or stab him, or something like that, right? The man went and told police. The man stuck to the case and said, I'm going to court, may I show up, may I get my day of justice. They released him on bail. The man disappeared. The case was thrown out because nobody showed up. Them can't find him up to this day. They asked him that in court in the Beachy Stout trial. We're going no. And he answered, yes, that is correct. So it's a typical thing that they do in Jamaica anyways, right? Murderer get bail. It's like they give you the bail and say, yo, if you don't want to go prison, go clean up who you need to clean up. Miss Matty over there, so I talk, she did see she had a witness. Miss Joan down the road is an eyewitness too. They both given the same account on different occasions, so that not gonna look good for you in a court. Then basically send them out there for go find who them need to find. So by the time, and then the court case you will hear his trial will start in December of 2025, and you're like, but we're in January of 2024. Why it takes so long? It don't take so long for him kill off all our people them. Then when the trial start, Your Honor, we'd like to call, but we can't find, you're free to go, sir. Not because we don't think you're guilty, but because there's nobody to answer anything. All the time. The young man who's responsible for Slickiana, or who is allegedly responsible for Slickiana, that's the same storyline with him in another case as well. So a regular thing. Now him have a whole heap of money and influence and come from a prominent family. What you think is about to happen? We'll see. Oh man. We'll see. His kids going to hate him, carry notice, and somebody probably a chorus them picking there and say, you can't send your daddy to jail, you know. You have to make sure say you said the right things, because if you said the wrong thing, look, your mom dead. They're trying to pin it on your father. But if you said the wrong things, your father going to prison too for a long time, so you won't have any parents left. That's a scary thing for a little child to have to decide. So these kids might well say, I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. But ain't no damn way they could be in that house and not hear 3 rounds of gunshot go off. They told us that it was at least 3. Could be more. Why are they withholding information? Where was she shot? They're withholding that information. Where was she shot? Me want to know. Because whoever said she died of natural causes, a medical profession, if she was shot in the chest or in the stomach or in the frontal area of her body, that's the first last place you look on anybody. Don't say anything. So you might have made a mistake and not turn her over and see the 3 bullet hole them in her back, and they didn't come through the front, right? I would have give you a pass with that one. But if she shot in the front and there's 3 bullet holes in her front, somebody was trying to cover up for their friend. Silencer, no silencer end up on the gun. Not a silencer on the gun. That don't mean Sam never have one, right? Ballistics matches. Watch this. Somebody broke into my house because they wanted to soil up the People's National Party, and they took my gun and they used it to kill my wife, and they put the gun back so I would be found with it, and they left my house. I don't know who did it. And I was under threat that they would do the same to me and my children. So I just had to stay calm and quiet. Where's a good attorney when you need one? Yeah, create a whole heap of doubt. It's election time now. The possibilities are he was on the campaign trail for the People's National Party up until December of 2023, when the police we're now treating this as a murder and not natural causes. That's when he came off. That was like a couple of weeks ago. Right. This is a good attorney in court. Me not give them no idea, you know. Me just a say. They're intelligent people. They're gonna come up with their own stuff. You know, I always have this part in the show where I always say, if I was his attorney. But him gone too far already. Man, remodel the room, take out the whole of the tile, put in new tile, paint over wall, take out furniture, put in new furniture. I wonder if some of them gunshot they fly through some of the furniture, and it was irreparable. Rosemary King says his cell phone even pinged in the area. Like my boy, the cell phone with Donnelly Donaldson cell phone. The information says both the phones were together when one of them fell off the grid and just stopped working and left the other one there. What would happen to you that your phone just fell off the grid and stopped working and just left his phone there? A good lawyer, I gotta say just what I said. I'll blame it on JLP. They sent hitmen. We're under threat and siege. Politics is a dirty game. I didn't do nothing to my wife. Yeah, what better way to style up the People's National Party than a prominent politician in its ranks who is also a member of a prominent family in Jamaica, described as almost like royalty, goes down for murdering his wife right around election time and has to be removed from the campaign trail. Right away, everybody has say, yeah, man, I be a corruption over there. So you say 6 or 1 half dozen of the next. Me that go over there, you know, but here one, me I stay with what me have already. Andrew, him a go on with him something him did a change remind me that go PMP, but watch what go on over there something. Let me just go back over here. So here and stay right there. So and that I go and that I go on now, you know. Shamar says, you know, to say even JCF did I try push it aside as well. But through the public did I ask a lot of questions on social media. They knew they had no other choice. We live in a different age. Yeah. Social media is very powerful. Very, very powerful. It wins elections. It convicts cases. Believe it or not, influence the conviction in cases. It exposes all kind of something. This is a very, very powerful machine. Lopez says he's guilty as sin, and everyone nowadays knows that the rudiment of forensic investigations and can make attempts to cover up the crime. Pussy Galore says Silvera was so confident he was going to get away. He didn't bother to get rid of the gun. That part bugged me. Remember, y'all, me talk on someone now listening. Go back and look on the other video. One time they said his lawyer came out and said, my client is not a suspect and he's not been treated as a suspect. The first thing I said to y'all, I said, how? How not? She died in their house, in the bed. And they claim natural causes, then found gunshot. How not? Does he own a gun? Remember my questions? Does he own a gun? Where is his gun? And then I said, you know what? and probably kill her with one next gun. Cause him can't be that stupid to use him own gun. And then a day after, I heard his gun has been taken, been confiscated, and is going to be sent for testing. And I said to you, that gun ain't coming back dirty. Them know the gun now come back dirty. Cause on a theme gun him use. Cause my mind was telling me that it ain't no way he would use his personal gun. But it looked like he didn't do that for him using personal gun for real. So he was so confident, right? You're absolutely right, Pussy Galore. He was so confident in his position that he used the gun, then held on to the gun anyways. The man not even said dismantle the gun, dash it where drive through country, dash it over one of them precipice, the piece by piece, and then say somebody broke into my house and something. He didn't even try. He didn't even try because he thought they got me. You know, my buddies got me, my family got me, but them are my boys, them are my family, them have me, man, everything good. He was sure he was gonna be okay. You know, when you exist with so much power, sometimes it gets to your head. It's like some of the dancehall artists them. Where when it gets to your head when you exist with so much power, you know, you're like untouchable. Them can't touch me. Remember, wait there. Perkity Ferry says, remember, Bobby made a statement that she died in her sleep peacefully with her husband by her side. Then he came out and said he wasn't home. A family member called him home to the incident. Why? I don't know why people keep on to bring up Wayne name the name, you know. The other one, who the petty officer from the US flew down to Jamaica, Paulwell. Why y'all keep bringing up Paulwell's name? People keep on saying Paulwell guilty too. And the same thing go on. Listen, me not think so. I don't think so. And I told y'all before, if it, I know that that girl ain't getting a lot of time. She's not gonna get a lot of time, and she couldn't be that slow to think that Paulwell is gonna wait around for her for whatever little time they're gonna give her. They're gonna give her at least 20. I mean, that's a crime where you get locked up for life without the possibility of parole, you know? And you know what's funny? What's funny is what I was watching last night before I went to sleep. I was watching killers react to their life sentencing. That need I watch. And in order for them to get to the part where they are convicted and sentenced, they had to walk you through the story really quickly. And none of those stories outdid that, the Paulwell case story. None of them. But I guess this is America, cause them just fling out. You ever play cards yet and them a deal cards, so I saw them fling out life sentence up here, you know. Yeah, you get one for you, two, you get two, yeah, you get, but none of them topped that. And it's a shame that we can sit here and say she'll probably get about 20 years. Philip Paulwell is 61, something like that. So if she go up 20 years, he'll be 82. But he'll be 82. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't think he has anything to do with it. But I know that this man right there, so him definitely do what them say him do. What he's charged for, as they say he did it, him definitely do it. Sad day. Power corrupts, absolute power, like the rich and famous will corrupt absolutely. Monica Wells says that family have no heart. Talk to anyone from Gale, St. Mary, Wood Park, and those districts. Damn. Monica, you serious? So it's a set of people who move a kind of way then. Me like them live here in a cop, and them live here usually have people who are from that area who can give you a real time. And now, of course, some people are biased in their ways or whatever, but you know, for the most part, you can pick sense out of nonsense. Shamar says his case different though, so me don't know about that. But this is clearly Silvera bust some shot in at the woman. Rash Jada, red flag. Rash Jada said interview the helper and the gardener. Those people always know everything to Ross. Rash Jada, why me never see you say that earlier? Why me never see you say that earlier? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know the dynamics, socio-economic dynamics of helper versus prominent family already. Somebody I try to keep them living, and it's a nice condition they're living in. You know, them in the maid quarters, them get paid above average, not like regular maid out a road and these things. And they see things and they are trusted. Like Miss Jones might have been the nanny for the past 10 years and seeing all the kids born and grow and these kind of things. And she's been there when they were arguing and been there when they were fighting, and them business never go out a road. So Miss Jones is a trusted person to them who they keep dear, right? The gardener. You're true, true, true. You're talking absolute sense. Birdale says the, the story is worse than a Netflix series. Jennifer Burke says clearly he has an anger problem, and this is why I said now I can say this. It is not too far fetched now to say, what happened to the little boy? Like, what really happened to the little boy? Did he really drown? Because that's just too easy to accept. You know what I'm saying? Was he one of those kind of people that run the household like that? Box down the picnic them, lick off time wife, she have to run. Listen, one thing me know is it never goes from loving, caring, tender, kind, affectionate, emotionally connected to murder. Never goes that way. Loving, caring, tender, kind, all that starts to fade. Anger, resentment, even hate, abuse starts. Push, shove, choke, grab up, thump, kick, whatever, push downstairs. And it escalates and escalates and escalates till somebody gets stab up or chop up or shut up. Yeah. So there's always this progression. Always. Which leads me to think that things have been happening there. But you know, some women, they'll hold on, especially if they're with a person who is from a prominent family. I mean, they describe his family like next to royalty. Holy Palan. Some women will hold on through the most abusive situations. Sometimes it ain't even love. Them just hold on because of all that comes with being with this person. You understand? And then it ends up costing them in the long run. He went from yelling and boxing to shots. Ross Jada says, my theory is he killed that child and Melissa never got over it and keeps at him, and he lost it and killed her too. That's a solid friggin' theory. Can't check it. Ross Jada. You can imagine if she's holding that in, right? And then you can imagine if any argument developed between the two of them and she keeps bringing it up and him start get para and start thinking, so you know, so one day she probably got to tell says me actually kill Willie a 2-year-old. Might as well kill her now and done. Tie up all loose ends. Absolutely. BM, anything is possible. We're just exercising theories. We don't really know. But now we have the grounds to do so because a whole heap of information is out there now. Shamar said, damn Rush Jada, you're a liar. Oh boy. Karen says, I heard that was making out. He was making out with the helper and the child wandered away. Maybe he had a hand in the child's death. I don't know. Um, I would find it hard pressed to believe that one of my children ended up in the pool. I mean, we have cameras, we have cameras that are hooked up to cell phones, we have door alarms and window alarms on every door and window that make loud ass sound every time they open. And it tells you which door and which window is opening. Cause you have a pool, so you have to be safe. I don't know. Anything, yeah, man. Anything. All we know say you can't run from this no more, sir. Cause the ballistic says your gun did that. And you still have the gun in your possession. You didn't even try fling it away. I know somebody is looking at him and saying, then brother, you couldn't even like try dash out the gun and make up on stores that them broke in your house or something. You hold on to the gun for real. And as a top man with a whole heap of money, it ain't hard to get more guns. So why am hold on to that like a souvenir? Kataja Empress says all of that is fine and dandy. Just make sure the kids can swim. Absolutely. Nicky Ranking says something not right about the death of that child. 2 in a 1 murder. Yeah, the child that don't sit right with me either. Is this gonna be a case like the when name the case? Where man name? Beachy Stout. Remember I know. Them charge Beachy for Tanya murder, his latest wife. And because of what happened in Tanya's murder, they went back and reopened the case on his first wife, and they found sufficient evidence there to charge him with that too. Remember, they can't charge you without any kind of evidence. They can call you in, they can question you, they can have you as a suspect. They can't charge you unless there's something to charge you with. Something of a point to something which gives them okay to charge you then. Say, yeah, that look like that really did happen. Yo, so we have to go charge him. Yeah, because A, B, and C adds up. Right. And then they charged him with that too. So Beachy himself is now charged with first wife and second wife murder. So I wonder if they can do a similar thing to reopen and look back at the case of the child, or maybe it was too long ago. I mean, it happened in 2017. That baby they buried. They're not going to exhume the body. But they didn't exhume Beachy wife body. So I wonder if they can look back in some way and go over some things again and again and see. Kaz Robinson says, SouFLo, the first police officer who told him how to tidy the house after the crime, never told him to throw away the gun. Fitzbailey says nobody told him nothing, sir. And him not believe there was any kind of cover-up being done. But it's obvious that there was. Anyway, I'm gonna stay safe out there because boy, since we're gone past the hour, I'm just gonna keep on going. Right? I think let me see where we're at. 49:40. So 20 minutes We'll kill this live in 20 minutes. We'll get off this in 20 minutes. Melissa Silvera deserves some justice. I'm sure she did. Yeah, y'all look at her wedding pictures. Make sure she never thinks that this a man did go kill her. She probably thought, oh, he just rough around the edges. People be trying to excuse toxic traits. Oh, he just rough around the edges. Oh, they just go to sleep mad at me every night. That's okay. Yeah, until them let in gunman one of the night, them to come kill you while you're asleep. Uh it's yo, you gotta stop making excuses for people. When people show you who they are, you have to believe them. You know? You have to believe them, or you end up paying. Mm. Gaza Melissa Blessing says that's how it have to play out so that God can expose him. Wicked man. All right. I have two more topics I'm gonna run through real quick. The next one is the beachy stout something. Just to update you on what's going on because they're in court today. So tomorrow, I'm sure fresh information is going to be here, right? So since we have mentioned Beachy a lot too, and theme case is kind of similar, the 25 transcripts which were captured secretly, the secret recordings, conversations between the man who said that Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout offered him $3 million to kill his wife. That voice note transcript, it was tendered into evidence Tuesday of last week, which means they should be getting ready to read them out in court now. The documents were presented following the testimony of a police sergeant who visited Delvalin Minot, who is known as Bobla, at a correctional facility on 3 occasions. The sergeant told the courts that she began transcribing the recordings in May of 2023. During that visit, the policewoman said that the recordings were played, and then Minot identified the voices on the tape. Him say, yes, that's me, and yes, that's Beachy talking right there. The policewoman told the courts that she returned to the facility on the 7th and then on the 15th of September last year, 2023, where she and Minot read through the scripts. This is the Minot that says, him can't read. Remember? Right. Last year, Minot told the courts that he was illiterate, that he couldn't read. Remember I said, why would he say that? Or maybe he really can't read. But by him saying that, it makes the stuff that the police have written down about Beachy, that they're saying he said, and then him read it and then sign it, it makes all that null and void if the person says, I can't read. Now that you're reading that back to me, that's not what I said. I think the police making up stuff and saying I said so. Donna Thompson have a good one. Mr. Townsend, so he told them Sam can't read. But during cross-examination by one of Mr. McDonald's attorneys, Christopher Townsend, the sergeant told the court that she read over the transcripts line by line with Minot. So she is absolutely sure that he can read. Ross. Ken Prosper, big up yourself. Mr. Townsend also asked the witness why the last 2 dates were not mentioned in the statement that she gave to the police. Responding to Mr. Townsend, the cop said it was an oversight. I don't know what that means. Mr. Townsend also pointed out to the policewoman that there was no date on her statement suggesting that she began transcribing the recordings in May. She didn't date it. Before Tuesday's adjournment, the detective sergeant, who also recorded locations where Minot allegedly met with Mr. McDonald's co-accused Oscar Barnes, was asked additional questions by defense attorney Vincent Wellesley. Mr. Wellesley questioned why the arrest of Mr. Barnes had not been captured on video. The witness said that she could not see from where the vehicle had been parked. Admitting that she remained in the vehicle while the lead investigator and another officer apprehended Mr. Barnes. She said that she could not leave the vehicle because it was important to secure Minot because he was in their vehicle. When Mr. Wesley pressed the cop about the description of the man who was arrested, in her statement, she said the lead detective officer described his features. Everton Beach Stout McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes are on trial for the murder of Mr. McDonald's wife, Tanya. So they said before they had never seen him until that moment when Bubla tell them, say, come, let me go show you which part him there so you can arrest him. And throughout all their investigations, they had never laid eyes on him until that moment when they arrested him. And Bubla was hiding in one of the car, and him point him out and say, see him there. And they went and they arrested him. So his attorneys now want to know how come he wasn't mentioned anywhere else, and his description or a description of him wasn't anywhere else except for not even on the arrest record. They'll be talking more about that today. This morning, my last, this on the last, let's just quickly say this in 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you're still trying to transport drugs from the Caribbean to the US or anywhere, you're a dummy. You're a big dummy, and you're begging to go to prison. This young man is 22 years old. Remember what I've said about 22 years old, 23 years old, anything under 25 and below, the frontal lobe of the brain is not fully developed. This is according to science, not to me. And this is the part of the brain that deals with higher decision making, impulse control, so on and so forth. This is the part of the brain where if it's not developed, they act and then think of the consequences after they've done the action. Grown people normally think of the consequences while they're thinking of the action, right? So they're like, yo, I really want to do it, but I already know what the outcome is going to be, so I'm going to leave it alone. Imagine being wired to where you don't think of consequences. You just think action. That's how you were at one point until you got older. Science says that, right? So this young man, 22 years old, coming into the US from Guyana, decides to come into the US with 40 pounds of cocaine. And the stupid way in which he packaged the 40 pounds of cocaine, 18.45 kilos. You ever seen a kilo of coke? A brick? A man have 18.45 of those. Approximately 40 pounds. He landed at JFK, the big something them in a suitcase in 2024, where there's so much technology. Do you know that they have technology that sees through your body? He wanted to go to prison. And the sad part is he did it for, he said they was going to pay him about $5,000 to $6,000. Brahman has $479,000 worth of cocaine on him. Almost 500,000, almost $500,000 US dollars worth of coke on him. And he tried to bring it in bags of frozen shrimps. All right, me give you a little advice, right? Ain't nobody bringing frozen shrimps from Guyana or anywhere else to the US. Bags of frozen shrimps? We have shrimps here. We have shrimps here, guy. So that's the first red flag that any custom officer is going to be like, hold up. It's just like the woman that was going, I don't know if y'all saw it, a woman was going back to London or to the UK from Jamaica. They must stage some big protest outside our house in the UK. Go over Pinkwall on IG and see it. The whole of Jamaican them in that part of the UK, like they came out in front of our house. Wicked girl. And them same people here file for you and make you come a foreign and you set them up and look on this now. Alaska bags of Alaska. Chris H, UK tuned in. Big up yourself, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Ain't nobody carrying no damn Alaska from Jamaica to the UK. Ain't nobody carrying no damn frozen shrimps from Guyana to. These things are the things that make them look at your stuff first and be like, this is weird. All this frozen shrimps in his bag. Let's see what else is in here. Boom. Oh, 1 kilo. 2 kilos. 3 kilos. Oh, he moving heavy. Now, at 22 years old, he's facing over 20 years in prison. And might I tell you that there are people in prison that are doing more time for drugs than murderers that are in prison. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. People in there do life sentence upon drug charges. Yeah. And then there are people in there who committed murder who got less time than them. So wise decisions for a damn 22-year-old. Messed up his life for $5,000, $6,000. Brother, if you did have a regular job, 9 to 5, and a youth, income tax time around the corner right now. Another 2 months or so, not true? I don't really know when income tax time is coming. I get caught up in it every year and end up filing last minute. But you would have got that back in one check. The message of the day is this. Sometimes it's just better. Just go and go hold a job here. Well, it's better to be out here flipping burgers than to be in prison. I have this app that I follow that shows videos from inside of prison. I mean, I tell you, say, boy, whatever I thought it was, I think it's 100 times worse than what I thought it was. Because I see these videos now. Just a little warning. But if that's the life you choose for yourself and you don't want to listen to me, I can't stop you, man. By all means, run right into what it is you're running into. The last one for the day is this. We're going to close out like this. Veterans are crying Cree on Clash. Dancehall is my thing. I love dancehall music. Told my audience this before too. I'm the kind of person who I listen to all the gun song them. I listen to all the mad song them. I listen to all the what we call destructive songs. But I equate it to watching a movie from Hollywood where some guy, Tom Cruise, is gonna slide down a banister and 2 silencers on 2 guns and kill off 20 men in the room, blood splash here, there, and then he goes home. And then he's on the red carpet. And then he collects awards for these movies, right? I equate it to that. And that's where I rested at. So 2024 started off festive. 2 young ladies going at it, stole the momentum with the music. Stefflon Don, Jada Kingdom. That's all nice. The ladies were firing too, man. Like, no back down. Not like a little war going right now with Valiant and TJ. And that's like itchy iffy butty, which kind of shows me that the ladies were the ones who actually showed them. The lady them run it. They showed them how to clash. I ain't gonna lie. And it was like no retreat, no surrender. It was very exciting to be involved in it. They had me over here, pen and paper every day. If I write out the lyrics to that song again, geez, that's crazy answer. No, because there's an audience for that. And this channel right here alienated that part of our audience when we stopped doing it, because we had taken a stance at one time. And I said, for the whole of this year, me now review no dancehall song, because everybody I come out with gunshot, murder, kill, and too many people are dying. It's like we're, dancing to our own demise kind of thing. So I took a stand for a year. And then that year led into another year and to another year till the people them started falling away from the channel because they complained to me. They're like, SouFlo, come on, man. The stuff that we followed you for in the beginning, where pen and paper gone. You don't see how much song come out. You don't even do dancehall no more, right? Okay. The little nice clash we are going. Veterans cry Cree on Clash. While maintaining a love for the culture, reggae and dancehall heavyweights are cautioning against the growing lyrical battleground in dancehall space for the start of the year. The release of Russian's Dirty Money Rhythm in January sparked a wave of lyrical showdowns, with artists not only showcasing their lyrical prowess, but also targeting their peers. Initially, ignited by verbal jabs between Jada Kingdom and Stefflon Don, the lyrical clash have now shifted attention to TJ and Valiant, who are currently engaged in a punchline scrimmage. TJ and Valiant last night removed the diss tracks from their respective Instagram accounts. Shout out to the people who've been following the pen and paper. This is why I did not go any further with it, because I was about to write out Valiant's reply to TJ, and then I realized they removed them, and some politics are going behind the scene, right? So TJ and Valiant last night removed the diss tracks from their respective Instagram accounts, seemingly bringing an end to the ugly war of words. However, several veterans, dancehall artists have been urging fellow entertainers to resist the temptation to clash each other. Sean Paul, for example, said that clashes, they're not necessary, they're unnecessary. Sound clashing is a fundamental thing for our music for sure. But when artists clash, to me, it leaves a lot of space for contempt, is what he said. Right. The Grammy nominated entertainer, who is known for his infectious hooks and energetic dancehall beats, said that when artists clash, it leaves the crowd split in half, which ultimately weakens the music. He noted that clashes have in the past transcended the lyrical realm and have now become physically violent. I've lost friends due to violence. I've witnessed violence because of clashes. The same lyrical clash. I've seen people being violent with each other about it. Similarly, well, damn, I could say the same thing about football. Those of y'all who live in the UK, you know what I'm talking about soccer. You ever seen the hooligans in the friggin' stadium? I seen people get their heads split open over football all the time. I seen people get bust down over hockey, teeth punched out all the time. I seen people get, you understand what you see where I'm going with this? Okay. And not to mention, there is battle rap in the US. And if you listen to a battle rap, I can't play any of it on here because of copyright infringements, but go look at battle rap. When you get into a battle, it's a war. Just like Clash is a war, but you don't take it literal. And of course, there are those dummies who are going to always take it literal. So you might as well say every movie that does anything that has to do with killing and guns and stuff, take them off the screen, don't produce those anymore, along with music that brings that, because anybody who sees it is going to think, oh, damn, that's the way you actually break down the gun and put it back together. Let me see if I could do that right there. Oh, that's the way you make a modified silencer. Let me see if I could do that right there. They're actually showing you how to do it in movies, right? Which is even more powerful than just songs, right? Right. So, with that said, he started out by saying that this is a fundamental part of our culture. Okay, so why are you trying to just sweep all of it under the rug as violence? You know damn well say a few idiots should never be able to kill the culture, fam. Ain't nobody letting you kill battle rap in the US. So why you letting this kill because you not like it and want to partake in it? Right? I've said some things about Sean Paul where I'll stand on those. I'll repeat. Sean Paul had the light. Not give me the light. He had the light, the spotlight. He's the household name, international artist. Right? Karen Notice, walk good. I want you to name me one artist that is Sean Paul's artist. I'll wait. Everybody he worked with is somebody who made somebody of themselves before he even worked with them. And it was kind of like when his light was dimming, that then he grabbed Chiching Ching and brought him on the road. And I said, yeah, good for Chiching Ching. But name me one artist, because if I say Bounty Killer, you can name me a long list of artists that he put in the game. If you say Vibes Cartel, you can name a long list of artists that he put in the game. I've said this before. He never bust nobody. I want to see your group of artists that you actually took after you got worldwide fame and Grammys. Show me the artists that you took under your wings, that you showed how to read contracts, that you showed how to own their masters, that you showed how to get the right residuals off of their music, that you put in your network connections so that they can go through the door too. Show me who those artists are. from our culture. I'll wait. I want somebody to show me them. Right. So when you come and kill Clash, right, and Clash is doing things for people, that's like you knocking a piece of bread out of my hand. Don't eat that, it's not good for you. But it's the only thing I had to eat though, bro. So when you knock out that piece of bread there, you give me something else? No, so I just I go hungry. Man, love me alone, let me eat the piece of bread, cause this all me have. You understand? And you not giving me nothing else. Kind of thing. You come to the table after I create a table and I load up my table, then you come and say, yeah, me give you strength now. Kind of thing, right? So I feel kind of a way about that. However, it's Sean Paul, and still respect to him, not being disrespectful. We just share a difference of opinions there. However, several veteran dancehall artists have been urging fellow entertainers to resist the temptation of clash with each other. Sean Paul is just one of them, Grammy nominated entertainer. And then, of course, you have others. I don't like it. They need to get themselves together, like Yellow Man. Yellow Man, the undisputed. I don't know who put this up here about the undisputed king of dancehall. The Jamaica Star is joking. Yellow Man, the undisputed king of dancehall. Let's be honest and let's be for real, right? Yellow Man is still touring. Yeah, I watch him. I watch his videos. Dancehall gone, left Yellow Man long time. Yellow Man is just, he has his own catalog and he does shows still. I don't give a damn who want to be all reminiscing and back in the day. Guess what? The future took over back in the day. Right. And we're in the present now, and the future is going to be even more different. So move with the times. Anyway, he is the undisputed king of dancehall, they said. Not Beanie Man, who just put out a bad album this year, who's been doing this for 30 odd years, who's been top 5 for 30 odd years. Not Bounty Killer, not Vibes Cartel, not the Yellow Man. Them described as the undisputed king of dancehall. Anyhow, I'm not a fan of Clash because I think it divides people, he says. I don't like it. They need to get themselves together and know that music is music and music lives forever. So they're going to leave it here. So they have to do their best, he said. Another veteran DJ, Anthony B, who, of course, I thought just seized the moment to put out a project of his own with some publicity behind it. And I explained this on another video. Anthony B says, I'm from an older generation. None of us grew up in a place in Jamaica where 3 men sit down and see 2 women a fight. It can't happen. That's a rotted lie. I think some of us are getting older and are making stuff up. You from a place, Jamaica you talk, where you say man never sit down and watch woman fight. Man used to kick down the woman them. That I grew up seeing it. I grew up seeing a woman running down the road with no clothes on, her panty alone. Oh, cause she never cooked dinner on time. Things but now I'm from a time and a place when everything was perfect and we would have never do any of all this and all that. Stop it, man. Because you are from a time and a place where people like Ninja Man was there. People like Bounty Killer and Beanie Man did a clash them time there. It did get dreadful. All kind of something did go on and other people were clashing. So how convenient is it now, right? That you want to wash over the music with this whole I'm from a time and a place. Today's women should be thankful that Jamaica changed. Because when me I grew up and they have to run. Yeah, the law never really did back up woman. Man thump you in the eye and gone about in business. Hey girl, don't talk to me so. Hey, when big man talk, no girl no up in our mouth, box her in our mouth, all kind of something. Man I say, yo, yeah, make a girl talk to you so woman can't have no space for and stuff, man. Jamaica was like that. So me don't know what Anthony B a talk about. But anyhow, another veteran DJ, Anthony B now, instead of him calling the young ladies and say, yo, me not like that enough. The man go, find an engineer, make a beat, film a video, record, mix, master, and publish a song. See all them steps there? And publish a song. And the song is copywritten because nobody can use it. None of we can play that song there and say, listen to this song from Anthony B right here. Deep song. And I believe in this song. That's why we shouldn't have the clash. No, because if me play a 3 second other song there, copyright infringement. This video we're doing now is over 2 hours long. At the time I'm looking at on the screen, and they would take away my whole 2 hours video if me play 30 seconds of that Anthony B something there. So everybody is in it for them own self, and I go on like so them coming with good words, right? Of encouragement. The two young ladies stole the momentum of dancehall. Everybody had their projects on the table ready to go. This is how I'm gonna kick off the new year. Release this, release that. I saw people releasing stuff and nobody was paying attention. No, said Dexter Daps drop an album? No? Okay. Big artists like Dexter Daps. Kick a man girl foot like Dexter Daps, like Dexter Daps. Singing man like Dexter Daps drop an album. Nobody paid attention. Nobody wasn't even looking. The only track that got attention of Dexter's album was the track that he did with Jada Kingdom, and Jada is the one that was warring with Stefflon Don. And the only reason them gonna look are because him do it with Jada. You see what I'm saying? Right. The ladies seized the momentum and run gone with it, and nobody could put out no project. I seen somebody else drop a project, and the comment section, people was like, wrong time for drop project no, brother. Nobody not gonna pay this no attention. Jada Kingdom and Stefflon done away the thing. Then me gone back over there so and type it out just like that in patois and left and gone. Right? Maybe this young generation doesn't understand, he said. And with that, the man them now we are clash. Me not too into it because my thing is that it tricked the people them too much time. None of them artists here are going on stage to iron out their differences. So for me, it's like girls chasing each other. It's not like you can go to a concert and say, all right, we're going to watch these two artists and get some entertainment from it. They're not facing each other on stage. If you're going to face each other, then go for it because it's a competitive battle. Anthony sound confused, man. That splifted it big. Or the chalice him did I work with that day. But my part is that we don't want it to be physical. All right. The veterans artist pointed that the ill-fated clash at Sting on Boxing Day between dancehall artists Fully Bad and Coyote had turned into a brawl when Honormosity entered the fray and everything went awry. That's not just bad for us. It's bad for the youths. It's bad for the culture. It's bad for the outlook of Jamaica. Anthony B said at the brawl that ended with Fully Bad and Honormosity being charged with disorderly conduct. The two have since made up and them good and friends again. I don't know if it was a publicity stunt because you realize that Sting every year somebody get licked on stage at Sting. Not true? Right. The year before that, it was Amari. Like Amari went on stage the other day and kick over RT Boss. Kick over RT Boss as he tried to propose to Queenie, which is all a big show and fiasco. But back to what I was saying. Another thing I said, when they're saying we don't want to see the woman them fight each other and carry on and go on. So here's my thing. Y'all don't want to see them in warrior mode, but y'all don't mind seeing them in a slut and whore mode, and you say nothing. You let me say that again. Y'all don't want to see the women in a warrior mode, but y'all want to see them in a slut and whore mode. As long as they're skinning out their pum pum, you can look up under them and see the two pussy jaw and everything like that. It's fine. You never say, none of them here we are complaining, them ever say, yo, that not good for the culture, you know. None of them ever say, oh no, I forgot cover up some of your nakedness, you know. Big up Sizzler. Sizzler is the only one will ever come out and say that. See, Sizzler say bonfire upon that, because I don't want my daughter see that and things say, no, cocky down in her throat and or body for skin out and all them something. They cover up your nakedness and all that. Militant like that. Sizzler. When you go talk. But nobody tell them about done with the lyrical clashing because of violence. Them whore out. And they're promoting whore culture. Jada was saying that she sell her pum pum. She said that good pussy must sell and free fuck is rape. Those are her exact words, quote unquote. And these men found no issues with that. But if I find issue with them, a clash. Lyrical clash. We've always said it. We don't condone the violence. We want it to stay on wax and then get on stage and do it there. Prove your badness. That's all. And anybody who are promote lick, gunshot, as in they want to fight in real life, then they are nobodies and we won't pay them any more mind, right? Right. Don't be a hypocrite though. That's my take. With that said, RT Boss knows how to draw attention. Yeah, man, but me tired of that. What kind of attention that? It was, it's staged, obviously. She was over there namming off. Did you? Oh no, see it? Oh no, see. What's your name? The name of RT Boss ears. Me I left that alone. Here what? We'll catch up more tomorrow, right? My baby girl just walked in here, so morning thoughts comes to an end. Have a wonderful day. Big up on yourself. Thank you for being here and for uplifting my spirits this morning. And I hope I did the same for you. One love. Walk good. And I'll catch you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. Want to come say bye, mommy? Yeah. Oh, I love you. Why your bonnet off your head? Say bye, everybody. Want to say bye, Papa? Them just walking here. Say bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Peace.